Hi everyone, it's Shelia Christie, Deputy Mayor of Amherst, and I'm going to show you how we make my family's favorite cottage pudding with chocolate sauce, or in my household it's called supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sauce. So the few things you're going to need to get started are as follows. You're going to need milk, flour, cocoa, butter, eggs, baking powder, and some salt. Okay, in the bowl I've mixed together the 1 cup of flour, half a cup of sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Stirred that together well, and to that mixture I'm going to add a half a cup of milk, 1 beaten egg, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. And this is what it looks like all mixed together. So I'm going to add that to an 8x8 pan and put it in the oven at 375 degrees. Doesn't take very long, and it's a great thing to do when you have last minute company or just want a quick dessert on a weeknight. Okay, now we're ready to make the chocolate sauce, or the supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sauce, as my family calls it. I've mixed this together and I've melted the butter. Okay, at the stove, pour your melted butter into your saucepan. Add in your dry ingredients. Give that a stir. Make sure that your heat is not too high or you will burn this mixture. Make sure it's well incorporated, and then you're going to gradually add 2 cups of hot boiling water to this to have it thicken on the stove. This is with just 1 cup of water added to it. It starts to thicken up quite a bit, as you can see. You have to make sure you're stirring it constantly at this point and not walk away from the stove, because it can burn easily if your heat is too high. I'm going to add the other cup of hot water, stir that in to incorporate it, and just kind of watch it until it thickens up to the consistency I want. Because it's so quick and easy to do, it only takes about 20 minutes from beginning to end with both the cottage pudding and the chocolate supercalifragilisticexpialidocious sauce. If you're not ready to eat right then, which most people aren't, once your sauce thickens, you can just remove it from the heat, and then after supper is done, you can just slowly reheat the sauce up and put it over the cottage pudding when you're ready to eat at the end of your meal. So at this point, the sauce is done. When it's nice and thick like this, you can take it off of the heat, and I usually add about a half of a teaspoon of vanilla into it just to kind of give it a little flavor hit at the end. You could add liqueur or peppermint or something like that, but I like to keep it just natural with the chocolate coming through, because this dessert is not overly sweet. I hope you try it, and when you do, it's just enough that it's satisfying for a little bit of sweet, but not an overpowering sweet at the end of your meal. So as you can see, it's nice and thick, and the cottage pudding only has less than a minute left, and it's just about done, and you can see how nice and plump it gets. And then when you're done, you just cut it into squares and put the chocolate sauce on top of it. So now that the chocolate sauce is done and I'm not ready to eat it, I'm just going to take it and remove it off of the heat. And all I need to do is, once my cottage pudding has cooled and we're ready to actually eat it, is cut it into squares and heat up the sauce and just pour it over top. And I'll show you the final product, and I hope you enjoy this supercalifragilisticexpialidocious cottage pudding and chocolate sauce. Thank you.